Welcome to Haes Technologies technical support videos. In this video, we will explain how to set up and program a repeater panel onto our Esprit range of addressable fire alarm panels. Network wiring requirements. For legacy or radial networking, i.e. a 2-core connection, you'll need a 4-core cable. 2 cores will be used for 28 volts pos and neg, and 2 cores will be used for the RS485 data. For secure or fault-tolerant networks, 6 cores will be required. 4 wires will be used for the 485 data and 2 wires for the 28 volts pos and neg connections. The comms card in the repeater in the main panel has a 4-way deal switch that contains the unique address for each panel. The main panel must be set to 0, i.e. all 4 switches off, while the first repeater will be set as address number 8. Address ranges for the repeaters is from 8 to 15. Here we can see the 2 types of connections for the networking. The top one shows the fault-tolerant or secure connection. The comms card, the TPC-A05 on the left is your main panel 1, and the one on the right is your repeater. So from the main panel comms pos and neg, the comms A goes over to comms B in the repeater, pos and neg, and from the comms B on the main panel over to the comms A in the repeater to give you your loop or secure networking. For legacy or radial connection, it's just a 2-core connection from the comms A pos and neg over to the comms A pos and neg. So there's no crossover in the 2-wire mode. For better protection or longer runs, you can fit 220 ohm resistors, one in each end of the cable there. The repeater panel will have its network card already fitted, but you will need to install a network card that comes with the repeater as a spare into the main panel using the 4 nylon spaces provided. You plug the network card over the top of the PSU card in the main panel. The ribbon cable that used to go in the display is taken out and plugged then into the piggyback card. This is assuming obviously that the power is off on your panel. Looking at the picture on the left, you can see the comms card fitted to the power supply in the main panel, and the ribbon cable then has been placed into the top of the comms card. On the right shows you a close-up of the 4-way deal switch in the main panel. Looking closer there, you'll see that all 4 switches are in the off position, as the main panel must be set to address 0. In the repeater, your switch number 4 will be on. This indicates that your first repeater is set to address number 8. When the network card is installed into the main panel, we can then power up the panel. The panel should stay healthy for a few seconds. We can then use the scroll keys and the tick keys then to program the new card on. We'll use the learn feature to automatically learn the new comm cards onto the main panel. After a few minutes, the main panel display will show comms card not learned, which is indicating that we now need to manually learn the card on. To do this, we enter the menu system. The panel will ask us for our level 2 code. We enter the code 1111. When the code is entered, we push the tick button. This will take us to the main menu. In this case, we want to use the config option, so we move over to the config option using the right-hand arrow. And on the config option, we push the tick button. Again, going into the config, it will ask us for our level 3 access code. In this case, it's 3333. Then push the tick button. This will take us into the config menu. Click the tick button over the panel option. This will then take us into the config panel menu. Click the tick on the learn option. The panel will then start looking for new cards or changes to the panel itself. It will then look for changes in the devices. It won't change anything already done, it's just looking for changes. And at the end, it will give us a list of the cards it's found. So looking down to option number 7, we can now see it's now found the network card, and it now says yes. So we can push the accept button, and then come out of the menu system back to normal, and the panel should sit there nice and quietly. The next step is to power up the repeater, making sure the address has been set correctly at address number 8. If set correctly, the repeater will show repeater 1 dash repeater 1, showing you the address of the repeater. After a few minutes, the repeater will say comms lost with master. We now have to go back to the master panel or the main panel, and now get to scan for this repeater. This is assuming that all the connections have been wired up and your comms cables are connected as needed. So back at the main panel, we go back into the config menu, enter the free code. It'll take us back into the config menu, go back into the panel option, back into the learn option. And again, the panel will start learning the internal cards and also look for the new repeater that's powered up and connected. It will then carry on looking for any changes in the devices. And at the end, we can then have a look to see if it's found the repeater. It will then show us a map of any new devices it's found. We're not interested in it at the moment, so we just hit the accept button. That will take us onto the menu where it shows which panels it's found, i.e. whether there's any other panels or repeaters on the network. By using the down arrow, we can look down the list there and we can now see that the first repeater is now present. At this point, we escape out of the menu and the repeater then hopefully should be up and running and should look at its normal mode. Thank you for watching. For more videos, please visit our website at www.haes-tech.com.